What's up YouTube, Jason here with Byte My Bits, and today's video I'm going to give you some quick coverage on all the stuff that failed miserably on my stream. And I have no idea why. One of them, I don't get it at all. Let's talk about it.
I'm in the light at the end of the tunnel. Paper stacks, yeah, I got them in the bundles. Harry Potter breaking bread with the muggles. They said I would've made it, now they looking puzzled. They said I would've taken, how'd they go on hustle? Get the bag, it ain't never getting fumbled. In the jack, but we came up from the bottom. Through the cracks that the light pour in.
Hopefully if you guys watched the live stream, you did so through the edit that I did, where I actually put in the alerts and I turned up the audio, I shortened a few things, you know, and you could speed it up and skip through the things you didn't want to watch. But if you tuned in live, first of all, thank you very much for suffering in pain. And second of all, my bad. The alerts were supposed to work. I don't know why. And I was terrified the video was going to shut off. Here it is right now. It is currently recording the screen. I can do all kinds of things with this computer. Kind of, sort of, not really, if the video input is active. This is a screen you saw, and if I were to do anything like launch Chrome or launch Discord, all video inputs would die to the computer, on a root level. That means OBS, Streamlabs, OBS, Discord video input, basically everything, video input would not work. And I could not, for the life of me, figure this out on New Year's Eve. I spent most of the day editing and uploading and configuring all of my alerts, which is the second thing that really kind of irks me. My alerts didn't work. The audio showed up here every time I got an alert. Everything seemed to work when I was in the testing environment. I have no idea. Well, I take that back. I have some idea. But I don't want to skip ahead. Let's get to the video crashing thing. I don't know why it did that. I have no idea how to fix it, aside from nuking the entire installation of Windows and just starting anew. That's my next step. Both on New Year's Eve and most of today, I've spent basically uninstalling all the video drivers, all of the main hardware drivers, reinstalling things, going through ASUS just to see if it was a motherboard specific driver. Originally, I had an Elgato PCI Express HDMI capture device installed. I downloaded the PCI Express Elgato HD or 4K 60 Pro Mark II driver. And I thought maybe that driver was incompatible with that versions of Windows. So I spent a frantic amount of time trying to get the older versions of the drivers to work. Combine those with the drivers of the video card. Wasn't really sure if it was something on that end. And you know, the only thing that all of this troubleshooting for me on New Year's Eve gained was, hey, I can get this to work, just don't touch it. Just don't do anything else. Don't log into anything, don't do anything, don't launch another window. Just don't touch it, which is pretty much exactly what I ended up doing. I was just like, hey guys, it's working. I can't launch questions because I'm scared opening up a file explorer or the photo viewer would crash the system, the video input. I don't want to try too much as far as the input settings in the computer, for turning up the audio, because again, I'm afraid messing around with the computer is going to crash the video input. So I was left with, don't touch it. I got 10 minutes till video starts. F it, do it live. So I legitimately think that the next step on this is probably just nuking the computer. I've already reset BIOS. I went through reset BIOS. I'm thinking about trying maybe some different BIOS firmwares, which I've already checked those. Those are up to date. Maybe check the last iteration of the BIOS firmware. I should have probably mentioned that this is the new 13900K build that I used in my Unraid/Plex testing. I don't know if that would actually do anything though, but you know, it's worth a shot. One of the first things I did was remove all of my overclocking, which didn't do a single thing to help me out, but I did lose all of my overclocking settings. So, you know, that kind of sucked. Moving on to the alerts. Like I said, I have some idea. I think it has something to do with the desktop audio that I have for this computer. If you see down here, you get this alert thing. Every time an alert went off, I would have a status and it would show it hit a certain peak. It showed it working. When I was doing testing runs, just offline, hitting the little test button, seeing if it was broadcasting it, everything seemed to work from another computer. So I muted everything on this one as far as the desktop goes when I was doing the live stream, and I think that had something to do with it. I don't know for sure. I'm gonna have to go through after I nuke everything and test it again just to see what the heck it was. But either way, it was another complete failure. And last but not least, I don't get this. This is kind of dumb, but let's just take a second. Let's zoom out, right? here's the mess. This is what I had. I had a laptop right here that was actually a backup plan. If the stream failed, the video failed, I was going to switch over immediately to this, which was very basic. It was literally just like a donations total and this webcam right here, which is an old Logitech C, USB-C webcam. So that was like my backup. I was going to try to pick up. I had it all ready to just start it. That way it would just immediately pick up. And then I could switch over to this because this was going to have to reboot. So that was the backup plan. But because I kind of touch this computer, I use this for everything. Just reading through the questions and anything I had to get online, like with Google or Streamlabs or anything like that, I use this for everything because I couldn't launch any different windows on this one. It was kind of stupid, honestly. But hey, it worked, kind of. And here we are to the audio. I got this new Zoom, I don't know how long ago, but I've had it for maybe a month or two. And it's been really great. The thing is, this one has a line out, it has a headphone out, and I was plugging the headphone jack into the line in or the microphone in. I actually was trying both of them. I was going back and forth and mixing them to try to see what would work the best. I was using those outputs for the inputs for this computer, and I was getting kind of weird signals, but the best input was the headphone out and then the microphone in, rather than like line out and line in. But headphone out, microphone in, seemed to give me the best results without actually testing it. This one has options to turn up the line out. I had it maxed out. I had the gain turned all the way up. I had all the buttons on here cranked all the way up. Everything was turned all the way up, but for some reason it was super low. That is just going to take more testing with the line out to try to figure out what I did wrong. I don't know what I did wrong. There was some configuration, something that I'm leaning on the cable. I've never actually tried this cable before, but something really dumb happened, and that was just the third major failure of the live stream. Which to me is just glorious because you take, the last minute configuration, the F it, do it live mentality, and all of the failures that came with the live stream, and you get Jason Bites Back episode number 68, because we couldn't do 69. We just couldn't be lucky enough to line it up on one New Year's Eve for Jason Bites Back and do episode number 69. Just one short of a good number failure. I've looked all over the internet. I've dedicated time both on New Year's Eve and today to try to figure out this weird video input. Honestly, I have no idea. I'm thinking about just nuking this entire Windows install, or at bare minimum, trying a different drive, installing Windows on that drive, basically in duplication, and installing all the basic components again, right? With a new version, like a lower version of Windows, one that doesn't update automatically, something like that. Because Windows 10 did actually come out with a major update, which kind of broke some software as far as what is compatible with what. Like, for example, NVIDIA drivers, they're only compatible with certain software versions of Windows 10. That was a text message. But in the meantime, if any of y'all have an idea what this might relate to, let me know in the comment section down below. I searched a lot. I just feel like maybe whatever the problem I had, I wasn't searching the right terms for, so I didn't find the right solution. So if you know, let me know down below. Well, that's it for today, guys. Thank you for tuning in, both live and rewatch in today's video. If you guys have any questions, comments, or questions, as always, comments are open. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and have yourself a great 2023. Better than great night. It's the whole year's covered. Never have to say have yourself a great anything for the rest of 2023.